Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to achieve their goals. Whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to become rich, whether you're trying to have a better career and start your own business, everybody is always after their goals, their dreams in life. We're goal-oriented human beings, and it's okay to have your goals, but why is it that there are a few people that actually have success and achieve their goals and other people quit? Well, I'm going to be breaking down a really good topic for today that can hopefully just inspire you guys to think about your goals differently and then understanding the process of achieving your goals. Now, if you're tuning in for the first time, hey, welcome. My name is Coach Joe. I'm the CEO and head coach of Heartletics, and welcome to my podcast. If you guys are watching this on my YouTube channel, well, hey, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm constantly posting new videos literally every single day of the week. Now, what we're going to be talking about is how to have success, but most importantly, the pathway to having success, the pathway for you to achieve your goals. And we're going to be talking about the rule of thirds. And you probably have never heard of this before, but Alexi Pappas, she was in the Olympics. She was a runner. She was having a really hard workout one day, and she couldn't actually complete her splits before going to the Rio Olympics. And her coach pulled her over to the side and told her this rule of thumbs, right? Excuse me, the rule of thirds, which hands down, when you listen to this that I'm about to share in a few short seconds here, I promise you, it is just going to be that light bulb effect to really make sure that you are on the right path to achieving your goals, but you also understand the process. And I'm going to be tying this into a little bit more about like health and fitness and losing weight, so that way you guys are just feeling more inspired and motivated to take action out there within your own lives. So here's what Alexi Pappas' coach said to her when she couldn't complete her splits and make it to the Rio Olympics. He simply said this: whenever you're chasing a big dream, you're supposed to feel good a third of the time. You're supposed to feel okay a third of the time, and crappy, about a third of the time as well. Or, just not feeling like into it, right? In it to win it, right? A third of the time. So once again, you're supposed to feel good, motivated a third of the time. Okay, like show up today, just maybe going through the motions a third of the time. And then also, right, not feeling the best, not feeling like getting out of the bed a third of the time. And so he goes on to saying that, roughly within feeling these ratios, it means that, in fact, you're chasing a dream. And this is what I really like the most about what he said next. And he said this, quote unquote, if you feel too good all the time, you're not pushing yourself enough. If you feel too fatigued, you might be actually burning yourself out or having a mental health challenge and need to reevaluate the goal, end quote. So I really like that. And let's just kind of break that down again, because everybody out there wants to have success. You want a bigger house, you want a better car, you want a better job, maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to get off your blood pressure medications, maybe you want to have more energy to play with your kids. Hey, maybe you just want to have more confidence. Well, whatever that goal is, first understand the last part to what, her coach said to her. And that was this: if you feel too good all the time, you're not pushing yourself enough. Think about that. I know a lot of people out there that, and Grant Cardone talks about this in his book, The 10X Rule, that has these low time goals because they know that they're going to achieve them. But at the end of the day, there's not too big of a risk. So when they actually achieve their goal and they're not really pushing themselves hard enough, when they actually, achieve that goal and have that success for that period of time, right? It doesn't actually feel that good. And what's the point of going after something if you're going to literally lower the bar so low just to hit it? Grant Cardone talks about in his book also about, think about this. If you have this low goal over here, what if you just 10x'd it? And then even if you miss that goal, well, guess what? You might be a few short spaces away from achieving it, which is going to be a lot more spaces ahead than that small time goal that you initially set for yourself. And I absolutely love that, because I think so many times people are playing it safe. So many times people are scared to take a risk and go after what they actually want. And when they actually achieve those set goals that they made for themselves, it's not even that beneficial. It doesn't even feel that good. Why? Well, first off, you didn't even set the bar high. So you didn't prioritize yourself. You didn't prioritize your standards. You didn't prioritize yourself to even give yourself permission to go after those big time goals. The second thing that her coach said to her in that last part that I really do like is, if you feel, fatigued all the time and just constantly having this burnout feeling and, maybe even like a mental health challenge, then maybe you need to reevaluate the goal. So what does that mean? Well, hey, at the end of the day, if let's say you did set yourself this Grant Cardone 10x goal and you're going after it, if every single day it's very, very hard and it's not sustainable, you need to reevaluate the goal. Let's bring this all towards health and fitness now, right? So let's just say, hey, you want to lose 2 pounds. Well, okay, you could lose 2 pounds in a week. That's very easy to do. But just because you lose 2 pounds in a week doesn't mean you're, actually going to be very happy. Doesn't mean you're actually going to be like at that goal that you want to, right? Losing 2 pounds could be water weight, and it doesn't change the way that you look and feel in the mirror at all. It doesn't change energy levels at all. So remember, maybe you're not pushing yourself far enough, hard enough. But also on the flip side, I know a lot of guys that, hey, I'm going to cut out my carbs. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm going to go to gym twice a day, every day, 7 days in a week. And guess what? They might start off strong here, but eventually they will burn out. Eventually they will not have success. Eventually they will just fall off the wagon, And they need to learn how to reevaluate those goals. Now, when it comes to goal setting, and we're going to be talking about this in a little bit in the next few episodes, I have a really, really good, analogy planned out for you guys, sharing with you how I like to goal set and really achieve my goals to make sure it's not just beneficial for me, but for everybody. My family, my coworkers, my team, my community, donations, investments, everything like that where it's beneficial. And when we talk about that, I promise you that goal setting episode is going to be such a mindset shift for you guys. It's a really good one. But when it comes to reevaluating your goals, you have to learn how to set yourself up for success. Not success where it's just like, hey, a little bit of a goal where when you actually achieve it, you don't even feel happy afterwards. But also, you need to learn where, hey, it's not too hard of a goal, way too far-fetched to where you realistically can't get there either. You got to kind of settle. Now, where you turn to settle at, that's completely up to you. But once again, most people, they lower those standards. They lower the bar and they try to hit those small-time goals instead of going after what they really want. So you have to figure out what best suits you, So, for example, let's talk about losing weight, right? You want to lose 50 pounds. You want to get off your medications. Well, hey, that's pretty realistically, easily to do in, let's just say, 6 months, And instead of you killing yourself, cutting out carbs, like intermittent fasting, tons and tons of cardio, going to the gym every single day for the next, week straight and on repeat, instead of doing that where it might not be sustainable because 1, it's not really enjoyable, 2, you're eventually going to burn out, 3, if you're a family man, that's a lot of time. You're probably also eating differently from your family, so that's going to be causing problems at the dinner table. You're probably not seeing your family too much if you're going to the gym twice a day, every single day also. So settle differently. Okay, hey, if I can lose, 50 pounds in, let's just say 6 months, 24 weeks, realistically, let's focus on some other things. Let's try to get a step goal on each and every day. Let's try to drink plenty of water. Prioritize our sleep, work out each muscle group in the gym twice a week rather than twice a day. So that can be set up in, 3-day split, 4-day split, 5-day split, whatever best suits somebody's schedule. The other thing is staying consistent, And then when it comes down to nutrition, hey, just focus on, staying within the calorie range to best suit them to be in a deficit for fat loss and hitting a good protein goal so they're not losing any muscle. And in fact, this is exactly how we coach and teach our clients to burn X amount of weight in that time frame. Literally that simple. So take it and run with it. But having that goal where it's still a big goal, hey, losing 50 pounds, you're setting yourself up more for success. Now, let's talk about the first part to Alexi Pappas' coach what he said to her, because now that we have that clear-cut understanding of that goal, let's first understand the process. And this is where a lot of guys, honestly, throw in the white towel, they give up, they go back to their old ways. He said this, I'm going to repeat. When you're chasing a goal, you're supposed to feel good 1/3 of the time. It's okay to feel good 1/3 of the time, and crappy or not feeling the best 1/3 of the time. So, think about that. You think every day I feel like showing up and working out, right? Monday through Friday? No. There's plenty of times I'm sore, plenty of times I'm tired, I didn't get a good night's sleep, I don't feel like it. But guess what? I still show up, right? There's other times when too, like, I'm sick. I physically don't go to the gym. And guess what? Like, I don't feel great at all. And it's okay. But like, here's the thing. Then there's other days where I feel motivated, on top of the world, like I am today. Inspired. Hey, I can't wait to go to the gym. I can't wait to sit in the sauna. Can't wait to warm up on the treadmill. Can't wait to work out my chest, my triceps, my shoulders, and just crush it for today. Do a little bit of abs and bounce after about, 45 minutes to an hour. Feel good. But you just heard what I said. There's days where I don't feel like showing up. I still do. There's days where I feel motivated and I go to the gym. And then there's other days where I actually don't feel good at all. I feel sick and I don't go to the gym. Guys, the rule of thirds here needs to be literally ingrained in your mind when it comes to achieving your goals. How many times do you not feel like showing up? How many times do you, not feel like, putting in the work? It's perfectly fine. It's okay. But like, here's the thing that really separates, the champions from the contenders, the winners from the losers. It's that the winners, they might not be feeling great that day. Maybe they're sick. Maybe they take a day off, maybe 2 days, but they eventually get right back on the horse. They eventually pick up the ball and get right back to work. So many times, maybe realistically for you, you constantly threw in the white towel and then you never got right back on the horse. You constantly made up an excuse as to why you couldn't get right back on and get right back to track. And I see that from time and time and time again. And I realistically believe it's because when people set up goals, they do the most non-enjoyable, most non-sustainable thing out there to cut weights and burn body fats. And then when they fall so hard, it gets so discouraged to even get right back on track because they're like, man, that was really hard. Well, yeah, no doubt it was hard. What you're doing in the first place wasn't sustainable. You shouldn't be doing it in the first place, dummy. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's just that, and I'll say this, right? And make sure this is the golden nugget that you need to hear right now. People love to give up, right, what they actually want for what they want right now. Let that sink in again. People actually love to give up what they want for what they want right now. What does that mean? Well, hey, maybe you want to lose 20 pounds. And maybe you're like, I don't want to wait 6, 8, 10 weeks. I want to lose 20 pounds now. So I'm just going to do a whole bunch of cardio, not eat, cut out my carbs, right? And yeah, you're going to see the number on the scale, fall down, right? Yeah, you're going to lose that weight. But what's the point if you're going to regain it right back because it's not sustainable and you're going to fall off the wagon? Like, Albert Einstein said it best. The definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. How many times have you been struggling on your fat loss journey and you continue to go back to what has failed you before in the past? This doesn't have to be hard at all. It's just you need to think differently. Now, we understand, right, the rule of thirds. At least we should by now. Some days you're going to feel good. Some days you're not going to feel the best. Other days you're going to feel horrible. But in order to achieve success and reach your goals, guess what? You got to go after it. And that means those days where you don't show up, it doesn't mean you throw in the towel and quit and go back to your old ways. It means that you pick yourself right back up, maybe the following day or, when you do feel like, getting right back on, and you go towards that goal. You don't let it, a one bad day turn into two turn into 3, then it's, it's a week off, 2 weeks off, a month off. Because guess what? Like you're building that habit of being a quitter. And what is a quitter? A quitter's a loser. So it's just like man up to the plate, accept responsibilities for your own actions, and take control of your life. Prioritize your life, prioritize your health, prioritize your goals. You know, at the end of the day, like so many people are living life like a video game, like they can just die and get right back in the game. And they're so scared to go after what they actually want. And I'm just trying to be, you know, here right now to give you permission and inspire you. Go after what you want. Because just like the 10x rule, right? Let's say you got your goals and you 10x it. Even if you miss and you don't achieve that big time goal, you're probably going to be in a better situation than if you had a smaller term goal. That's all I'm trying to say. So what are the biggest three, you know, lessons that I learned from the rule of thirds that hopefully you guys can take away from today's episode as well? One, let's go all the way back, right? Alexi Pappas, she was having a hard workout and she couldn't complete her splits, right, before going to the Rio Olympics. This is when her coach pulled her to the side and told her about the rule of thirds. Don't let that slip away, because that's the first little lesson right there. She had support. She had a coach. How many times are you guys going after your goals in life and it's just you? Honestly, like I say it all the time, like if it's just you trying to achieve everything in your life because you have this big ego and you feel like you don't need any help, man, all you're going to be doing is wasting your time. And you can always make your money back in life. You cannot make back that time. That is the most precious commodity out there. Doing anything in life is just like going out to war all by yourself with a small little pistol. How successful can you really be going out to war all by yourself? Like when you have support, whether it's coaches, whether it's mentors, whether it's community, whether it's people that actually care about you and holding you accountable, that's like having the world's best military to have your back. You're going to feel so comfortable, so confident, right? But on top of that, when times get hard, which, hey, anybody can do anything when life's easy, but that's not life. Life's going to throw you curveballs, right? Life's going to throw you adversity. Life's going to throw you stress. And typically that's when guys don't have that form of support, community, accountability, they go back and they just retreat. They go back to their old ways. They throw in the white towel and they give up. So when you have people in your corner supporting you, imagine when the war, right, gets hard, hey, guess what? You don't want to leave your comrades. They're supporting you every step of the way. You don't want to retreat. You want to continue to fight and continue to push through. And that's what makes people successful. The second thing that I learned is that you're going to have times when you don't feel like showing up. You're going to have times where you feel like quitting. But you honestly need to understand this. That process of having success, it is not just this like, hey, we're grinding, we're winning, up, 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 up. No. Like there's going to be times, it's like a roller coaster. You're going to go downhill. You're going to go uphill. You're going to go downhill. You're going to spin around a few times, right? Like it's going to be a wild ride. But at the end of the day, the people that are successful and reach their goals, they're going to look back and they're going to say, hey, I'm really glad that I was able to, buckle up and stay on board for the ride. Why? Well, if let's say my goal is to, change 1 million people's lives, but also there's like, I don't know, we'll say like 50,000 other coaches out there, right? And they all want to change 1 million people's lives as well, right? And we're just all out here grinding. We all have the same work ethic, everything like that. Well, I want to know that I outworked everybody. I want to know that I showed up when somebody else didn't. And in my head, mentally, I'm just like cherry picking. Oh, they didn't show up today. They didn't put in the work. Maybe they didn't do the marketing. Maybe they didn't do the emails. Maybe they didn't do the sales calls. Maybe they didn't do the content. They fell off, right? Keep going, right? A few more other coaches fall off. Keep going. Like, to me, this is just a game about longevity. Like, it's not about being the strongest or the smartest. It's about, honestly, like, who doesn't throw in the white towel and give up? Because there's going to be days where, I don't feel like showing up, and it's plenty of times like that. But guess what? Like, maybe the next day I get right back on track. Or maybe I just don't do as much as I could. I didn't show up the best I could, but hey, maybe I'm just 1% better each and every day. And that's what we kind of coach and teach our clients, that you just need to focus on that 1% mentality and not give up. Because if you're able to do that, you're going to be a winner in life and not a loser. Because guess what? There's no such thing as failing. Winners keep on showing up. Winners, honestly, they see failure as an opportunity to get better. Losers get all butthurt, they throw in the white towel, they give up, and they quit. That's what makes them a loser. Don't be a loser. The third thing is that mental toughness reigns supreme. Plain and simple. Like, notice that her coach didn't tell her to, do a different sprint or, do this different or, run like this. It had nothing to do with the physical attributes of her completing those splits before she went off to the Rio Olympics. It had everything to do with her mental toughness. And she just needed some encouragement. You guys out there that keep on throwing in the white towel and keep on quitting on your dreams, you're mentally weak. Plain and simple. And you need to honestly take a second and look back and see how far you've came. Now, if you keep on doing something and quitting and doing something and quitting and doing something and quitting, it might be hard to kind of see that success. But fingers crossed, you can at least say, man, there was one point in my life I had to overcome adversity. I didn't quit. I'm so happy I moved, on and progressed and stuck with it. I mean, so most of you guys that's listening to this, you're married. Is marriage easy? I don't think so. You have your good days, you have your bad days. You have your arguments, right? You have your happiness. Like at the end of the day though, do you just get a divorce the first time like you guys argue? Probably not. Do you just get a divorce when times get hard? Probably not. Do you just throw in the white towel like, oh man, we got these kids now and like it's just too difficult, like, they're not listening, they're crying all the time. Like, do you just like put them up for adoption and just, quit and start over fresh? Probably not. So the reality is this. You have to learn how to be mentally tough when you decide to go after your goals. And you got to take ownership. You got to take control because this is your life, nobody else's. Take responsibilities for your own actions. And it's way easier if you just honestly know the pathway to success. And fingers crossed, you now know the pathway to success based on today's episode, going over the rule of thirds. So guys, I really hope that you guys feel inspired, feel motivated from today's episode. If you did and you guys are watching this on YouTube, leave a comment down below. And if you guys are listening to this on, let's say, Spotify, iTunes, hey, share this to Facebook and tag me. Share this to Instagram and tag me. If you are a Heartletics member, hey, go tag me in the community group. Tell everybody your thoughts. I would love to know your biggest takeaway from today's episode because at the end of the day, guys, success is not going to be a sunshine, easy peasy, like every single day journey. No, it's going to be hard at times. But when you understand the rule of thirds, some days you feel like it, some days you don't really, and other days, hey, you just can't really show up at all. Like you don't feel great at all, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, you just got to get right back on track because that's what separates the winners from the loser. And I don't want you guys to be I don't want you guys to be losers at all. I want you guys to win, and that's why I make these podcast episodes to inspire you guys. So, with that being said, this has been Coach Joe with the Heartletics Podcast, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.